Hey guys, sorry, my phone screen's had it, so my phone's blipping all over the place. This is what happens, and then I lose my phones, and then I lose my memory, and then I have to change everything over, and then I have to change all my passwords over, and all my codes over, and all my iClouds over, and all my documents over. Um, Change my number on everything because everything's on some form of code and setting and stuff like that. So I know there's some people who do like to catch up with me when I'm live, so I'm just going to give you a chance to just pop on a second so you don't miss it. And at the moment, my lives can only be as and when I've just rang Ding to make sure the boys are not on their way back yet, and they're not, so I've got time to get on. And I should be able to disconnect myself from a phone. There she is. I said I'd just hang on for a couple of people that are regular. I actually want to talk about, just for a second, why I really hate going to the hairdressers. Because a lot of people don't understand why I actually really wear a cap. And I wear a cap because one, I can hold onto my head with it, I'll just pull my head. Two, it completely hides me away from the world. And three, since my kids have been taken, my hair has just gone grey. Like literally, I got my first grey hair. You should have seen it. I literally fell down the wall after Aaron and Faith were taken, and I woke up in the morning with a grey stripe in my hair. And I don't want to cover it because I don't have stretch marks. Just to piss you off, people, just to show you another side of EDS. I've got some really tight leggings on to try and hold my hips in at the moment. But I have no stretch marks. And a lot of parents that have had their kids taken, especially mothers, their stretch marks are their trophies. These are my kids' lines, and you become really protective of your stretch marks, even the ones on your boobs, especially to mothers that breastfed their kids. When I go to the hairdressers, I have to deal with EDS factors as it is. So the first thing you do when you go to a hairdresser's is you sit down in a chair. Well, there goes me straight away. I have to get down into a chair. It brings trauma to me whenever I slide, and it does. It accesses trauma. When you sit in a hairdresser's, you go and then they put you in a bowl. So this is EDS problems. So straight away I have to deal with somebody who doesn't understand my neck and my back. And then when they're brushing your hair, they pull your head back. But the worst thing is when you go to the hairdressers, they say, have you got any kids? If they're not running around, getting you in shit, not being able to chill out, because you can't really go to a hairdresser's when you're a mum. And fathers really don't think that 70 quid, 80 quid to go and get my hair dyed in a hairdresser is a necessity. And certainly I thought having my son as a hairdresser would be the one person who would understand that maintaining mummy's hair is really important, because I twiddle it, I fiddle it, I use it. It's a big part of me. It's my main. It's who I am. But I have to hide under a hat because I can't go and sit and spend 70, 80 quid in a hairdresser's to get my hair done every 6 weeks, as a woman should do. It's called maintenance, yeah? With your hair, you have to maintain it. Every man knows. Doesn't it piss you off, women, when you've got exes or husbands or partners that come and go, and they all manage to just go and get their hair cut, don't they? And when they come in and they've had their hair cut, you want to punch them down the fucking stairs, don't you? And you think, how many times have you had your hair cut now? Like, it's always done, get your hair cut. How many times does the woman get her hair cut? Unless she's a real high maintenance bitch. And then we go and we start twiddling, and they wonder why we twiddle, and we sit with our split ends and we feel shit about ourselves. And do you know what? When I got one of the mums who would never leave Liverpool, and I'm sure she won't mind me talking about it, the first thing I did is I took her to my cousin's hairdressers, and we gave her a complete makeover. I changed all of her clothes over from her Liverpool tracksuit, and I took her to London to experience something new. There, she actually met the man. I'm going to her wedding in September. She's getting married in September. There she met one of our other campaigners, and them two have been together ever since. Sometimes it just takes a haircut to make you feel good about yourself. But going to the hairdressers for somebody like me is really hard, because I have to deal with it physically and mentally. Because the first question is, are you going on holiday? You've been on holiday. Someone like me gulps and cries and imagines days of Egypt with my children, all the memories that I had with Aaron and Faith, and all the memories that I didn't get to have with them, and even the very first day of putting my daughter's hair up to go to school. knowing that plaits and braids is something that I'm really good at, and all I've ever wanted is a little girl, a little daughter, somebody to do all the girly things, because I've always lived in a world of trucks and Legos and skateboard parks and BMXs and cars and fast car places. And then men look at me and go, oh, she's into all of this. No, she's got boys' love. Yeah? She's not watching Fast and Furious. Well, actually, I know, Paul, but there you go. That's different. It's my boys. As I'm talking to you right now, can I just explain that my back of my head and my neck is exploding? It is like a baby trying to come out of the back of my neck right now. And my coccyx at the bottom, my hips, my knees, my stomach, everything hurts. I'm now 43, and I have been left 11 years now since the Leeds North Allington branch shut down. Kellie went off in the papers with the Spartacus for everybody, and I went off to try to help people like me go self-employed so we could help ourselves, so we could pay for our own cleaners, so we could pay for our own braces, so we could pay for our own physios, so we could pay for our own personal trainers, so we could pay for health clubs rather than leisure centres, because they won't allow us to take young children in, and there's so many damn rules and stuff, and if you've got a physical condition they can shut you down. To go to the gym and have somebody like me straight away, it is always the personal trainers that can tell immediately what is going on with my body, because they are trained for normal bodies, that they know that mine goes to extremities that most people's don't go. If I raise my right shoulder up for you, then obviously most people cannot put their hand straight up. Most people cannot touch their ear on their shoulder. Most people cannot scratch their backs. Most people cannot wash their backs. Could you hear the crack? Most people cannot rotate their arms backwards or forwards. That means that one shoulder pops. So when a trainer is trying to do bench presses or anything with somebody like me, they can immediately tell that we do not have, can you tell my patronizing fucking voice right now? This is when I'm getting really irritated and really fucking annoyed, because I feel like I am telling people basics on how to crack a fucking egg. And I am dealing with muppets, social workers, people that are only conducive to three things: sexual, physical and emotional abuse. They do not deal with physical conditions. That means when a child like me is in foster care telling you that my stomach hurts, they're going, oh, it's anxiety. No, she's got a fucking rectal solitary ulcer. She's bleeding from her bowel. And don't beat her up and punish her and make her carry one toilet roll to the fucking bedroom and use one toilet roll, because you humiliate and shame her in front of all of the other foster care kids. And even my stepfather made me unplug the fucking drains because of the amount of toilet roll that would go down the toilet for a child that was having to manually evac the shit from her ass because her bowels don't fucking work, and people not fucking believing her, and my father and my stepmother making me clear up my own fucking vomit when I was throwing up because of the way that my throat would mend. This is abuse. To be in my house right now suffering with this amount of pain when we've got a GP across the fucking road, we've got first fucking responders, we've got a fucking clinic, we've got a fucking hospital, we've got one of the best damn fucking hospitals in the fucking world, we've got Southampton Teaching Hospital with the best fucking care in it, we've got London that's got all the fucking scans, all the fucking equipment. I can walk through a fucking door, put a fucking gown on, put a fucking scan on, have a doctor stand there and go, okie dokie, this pressing on the nerves, she's popped the disc, she's had multiple fucking disc bulges within her fucking spine, she's got cranial fucking instability, her shoulders are fucking popped, her knees are fucking out, her jaw is fucking gone, she's tired. It's not a conversion. It's not fucking mental health. She's got a fucking DNA collagen deficiency and whatever it is that I'm not qualified and I'm not knowing, that I have to get on and watch other people cry about their fucking pains to go, oh, that's not normal then. It shouldn't be like this. We've got one of the greatest fucking NHSs in the fucking world that they are privatising right in front of your fucking faces, and I am screaming at you, telling you people like us got privatised a long time ago, and now you're all going to get privatised, and you're all going to struggle to get to a fucking dentist, and you're all going to struggle to get to a doctor's unless you have got private medical fucking health. And that's what we're getting pushed to right before your very fucking eyes, and you are blind. You don't see what's going on because you're too blinkered over the fucking Great Reset going in your fucking eyes. And right in front of your eyes, they're privatising us. Right in front of your eyes, they are separating us with our children and families. Right in front of your eyes. We have had people that have been living in fucking care homes. Care homes, mate, that have been left with no fucking visitors and actually not many carers coming in to help them. That don't give a shit whether they're architects. Don't give a shit whether they've got talents and passions and still want to dance. They just want to go in, wipe their fucking asses, sit them in a fucking chair and stick the spoon in their fucking mouth and make sure they fucking eat it. And not even sit there if they've got Alzheimer's, making sure that they've got their family, making sure they've got their friends, making sure they've got their albums and their family books to keep their mind going, and giving them zinc. And making sure we got vitamin B12 in our systems that we were denied at birth. Where we now come out of wombs and straight into them in hospitals, where mothers don't even get to nurture their children. They get taken straight off the fucking breast by the state if they've got one fucking mark on their system. When the person coming in's never even shoved a baby out their fucking womb and doesn't know what it's like to have stitches. Can we talk about our stitches, please? One day, shall I open up my fucking legs and actually show you what the insides of my fucking CUNT looks like from the amount of fucking stitches that I've had, and when the what tore all the way down to my fucking ass, and I have to sit on a rubber ring, and who gives a shit? While you're trying to shit and you've just had a baby and it really fucking hurts and it's, oh, shut the fuck up. What you're whinging at, you stupid little woman? You've just given birth. To give birth, the level of pain to give birth is worse than a stroke. Women have died from childbirth for years and years and years and years, and nobody talks about that. Women have dealt with endometriosis, tubes, PMT, period pains. Nobody talks about that. Did you know that bleeding like a period pain is like a heart attack? Would you like a heart attack? Because us women, we bleed every month, mate. Every month. Us EDS people, we're irregular as fuck, mate. We could bleed tomorrow, text day. I could have sex with my partner and bleed for 5 days for all I know. I've also had my cervix done with co-coagulation. I've had cervical cancer removed, not actually the full-blown cancer, like got one of our celebrity people that brought awareness to it, but I had the smear done and it caught it and I was able to get it all scraped away. But nobody thinks about the mother up in the stirrups. Let's get the mother. Oh God, me back. Oh God, I could sit in stirrups. It'd be so nice. Oh yes. I found a comfortable position. Thank fuck for that. See, having my pelvis completely fucking shattered by 6 children and nobody giving a damn, nobody caring that mother needs aftercare, that we have to zip in and zip up to our pelvic floors because one day we're going to piss ourselves. And if we don't do them, we don't look after our bodies, we get sick. And if we get sick, we can't really whinge about it because nobody fucking cares, nobody gives a damn. You don't get furlong payments and you get dumped down on disability, on universal credits to watch Jeremy Kyle, who's now been fired and sacked, so I don't know what the fuck people are going to do. They're going to watch reruns, go back to Jeremy Springer, or are people going to maybe watch Oprah? Oprah, who's on the same fucking list as Epstein, and everybody wants to have a go at fucking Prince Harry and Meghan for what they're saying, but nobody wants to talk about Prince Andrew. And I'm pissed off with it because then there's people like me really fucking suffering, getting picked on for parking tickets that we don't have and parking tickets that we do have, but I shouldn't really have parking tickets, I should have a disabled badge. But I started a program called Disabled to Enable, so we'd all have nice green E-badges, so we didn't have to batter the mindsets of ignorant people who think we should be sitting in a wheelchair just because of our conditions. And if we're not sitting in a wheelchair, well, we're really not got a condition, have we? And if we get on our rolling skates, well, you can't have EDS. But let's not talk about Epstein. Let's not talk about children that are being trafficked through the states. Let's not talk about people that are being completely failed for medical because all the money goes into mental health. Why do they want your mental health? Because they want your soul. Because those without a vision shall perish. Social workers take the complete fucking joy of pregnancy away. Motherhood, they separate our children, and now they're taking them at 2 years old to throw them into the institute so you can go to work or sit at home suffering in pain, being on disability. Sorry, independent personal payments. But let's not talk about Epstein and Prince Andrew and the fact that the Queen, who's been here in Portsmouth to set the ships off to go and kill people in another country that you're all taxpayers are paying for, while these bodies are then floating around in the fucking sea trying to get somewhere where people like me and many others. I'll tell you what, if my children, Aaron and Faith, get raised as white supremacies, I'll go mental, mate. go mental if they raise my children thinking your church is full of white people, your school's full of white people. Don't, they're immigrants. I'll keep me in. But hey, let's just focus on the adopted kid that got snatched from their parents, hey? While their parents are crying, children are grieving, nobody can say a word. And if you actually express what they've done to you, you're mad, you're crazy, you. No, you've taken, and now you want to take the belongings of my house. Now you want to take everything that I've had to done to maintain this house for my children. And then actually I am going to prove that when they do walking possession order, that includes all of your possessions. And because doctors get, how much is it per child to place them for a doctor? Oh, does that wipe out my debts? Fuck you. I'm coming for you. I'm going to the Queen's Bench and I'm coming in with an army. I know full well I won't go into that court alone. I won't be in that court alone, people. I know full well there are people out there that the moment I step in my court will have that my back. I know full well, I don't care if it's 1, 10, 100 million fucking people. I know full well the moment I go and I get my date at the Queen's Bench, I know I will not be alone. I may be alone with what I'm dealing here, but I think if people understood the severity, I think even, I think David Shayler would very much like to just sleep on my sofa for a bit to make sure he's in the house. And I might even ring him and say, David, Dean's still here, because Dean and David are good friends as well. We both know David Shayler from each of our worlds. And many other people, I think, would like to come and sleep on my living room in my home and hold the fort while I get myself into court. So yeah, oh my neck. Keep the white feathers coming, Lord. Keep the white feathers coming.